action. Hey everyone, I'm going to do a video of my 42-inch Moss Heirloom series ceiling fan in antique brass. And said fan was manufactured circa 1984. And the reason I came up with that date is because when I got this fan, it came 110% there, meaning that it even had the paperwork and instructions that manual that came with it. And somebody wrote a note on there, the previous owner installed March 30th, 1985. So that's why I believe that this fan was manufactured in 1984. And I'll just put circa there so that way, you know, we don't really, because we don't know for sure. But, and also another interesting fact about the fan is that it was purchased at Busy Beaver Home Centers, which is a home improvement store chain exclusive to the Western Pennsylvania region, and they even have expanded westward into the states of West Virginia and even Ohio. And they're a cross between your typical Lowe's and Home Depot and True Value Ace Hardware. And they're still around this day, but their fan selection isn't as good as Moss, obviously. They just stick to Design House now. And I guess, so now I know Moss is obviously what they stocked in the 1980s. Man, that would have been a ceiling fan nirvana had I gone to one back then. And let's have a look at the fan. It has GE vents and a filigree sideband. And notice that the canopy, you can see a little the lug right there where the nut is. It mounts just, I know what you're thinking, it mounts just like my Palm Air ceiling fans I've hung here in the past, but this is not a Palm Air. Air-Cool manufactured them exclusively for 84 lumber. I think some other stores, but I think most of the ones I saw were sold at 84 lumber back in the day. And I think 84 lumber stocked Moss too, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I know they did because my Moss Tropical Breeze Deluxe, I got new in the box, had an 84 lumber tag on it, so that's how I know. And I think Air-Cool manufactured the Palm Air line to compete with Moss, because a lot of their fans that they manufactured were very identical to most Moss models and the GE vent fans in particular. So I think this would retrofit a 42-inch Palm Air version of this in 4 blades. And this is the first fan I found like this, in 42-inch mind you. And the blades are oak, plain on both sides, and the other side still has some debris on it because, you know, it was obviously hung in a kitchen. I mean, I can tell because of all the grease that caked on there in the years. But I guess the previous owners were redecorating and they decided to donate this to Habitat. Comes there with a, came just as you see it. I did not change a thing about this fan. Shed a little light on the situation. And since it's like, this light's all or nothing, it doesn't have a 3-way function like some of the light kits of this style have. Since it's all or nothing, I decided just to leave one bulb in there. I'm just being conservative, if you will, and it puts out a good deal of light. That's all I really need. And the light fitter is a trumpet style. That's what they call the loop arm right there. I know this fan, it's definitely mid-80s. And these lights on huggers like that one over there, I call them dining room fans. I probably established that in other videos, but Okay, now let's rev it up. First on low. So it's got a really good solid low to it. Nice aesthetic low. Performs just how you'd expect a ceiling fan of this quality to run. Okay, we're going to take it up one notch to medium. I feel some air, but it is a little noisy. I don't know if that's the capacitor or the bearing, so somebody could tell me that. Starting to feel a little bit of a breeze here, but we will feel that even more so on high. Wow, it's really cranking out the air. Does have some bearing issues, but I've seen far worse. It does have a slight shake to it, but nothing that we need to be concerned about. See how bad these bearings are when we watch the spin down. Can't be too bad. Look up at it from this angle. Watch it spin down. Despite the slight flaws, I really love this fan. I really do. Well, it's got a considerable spin down time. So I don't think the bearings can be all that bad. I could have cleaned the blades, but then again I decided not to, since I'm just going to hang it out here, and I'll be putting up one of my new acquisitions in this spot in the not so distant future. Okay, fan has stopped, And before I conclude, I'm going to show you a few little things here. That's mid-80s Air Cool Hugger from 1985, and that is not the one I videoed over a year ago, well, almost a year ago. It hung in the same spot as the moss, but that one did not have the cane showing nor the light on it. I just put it there because I got it on the same day. There's the Chesapeake, hasn't budged. And the Passport 2, white polished brass. That'll probably be my next video. And the Lady Delta. Okay, this is the star of today's episode, so this concludes our broadcast day. Thank you for watching. More to come.